after 5 minutes. So, Andy, please, can we start recording?
Okay, you can start anytime.
Okay, now it's okay. Okay, so hello everyone. Welcome to another community call. I am very happy to see you all here, and I'm very happy also to see some new faces. As you probably know, if you are one of the reps here, this is a call that the reps program has every week. But we have thought that it should be open to all the community, always be open to all the community. But today we especially made an effort to reach out to the MDN community and to invite them in because we have Skyke Nisling, I'm not sure I pronounced that right, who is the community and manager for MDN and is going to talk to us about the MDN community. So before we start, we do have an Etherpad. So if you want, put your name in there so we can see who is participating. And also, if you have any question, you can put them in there and then I will read them for you. I am adding again the link of the pad in the chat so you can see it here. And if you're following us from Airbo in streaming, also feel free to add any question in the Etherpad or in the matrix room. So in the reps matrix room or in the MDN matrix room, I will keep an eye out on both of those. So now let's get it started and let's say hello to everyone. Hello to Paul, to Andy. Thank you very much, Andy, for the support. David, Sky, Bob, Danny, Grey Wolf, Anton, Leia, and Andre. Welcome to this call. And we also, there's a little tradition that we have with this call. If you have any shout out from any member of the community, of anyone who have done something great for you this week, feel free to add them in the pad and I will read them out for you. So without further ado, I will pass the word out to Skyke. Skyke is the community manager for MDN, as I already said, and he also added a lot of links in the Etherpad, so you can probably find a lot of information there. And if you have any question, either in the pad or in the chat, and I can ask them for you. The floor is yours.
Hey, everybody. Thank you so much, Francisca, for putting this together. Just double check, everybody can hear me? Okay, great stuff. Yeah, so the MDN community. It is what makes MDN MDN. Like without our community, this project would not have grown, I'm sure, to the levels that it is and keeps on growing. It's invaluable, the contributions we get from our community. But there was a period of time there where we probably didn't give enough attention to the community, and it's a combination of factors. One of the biggest ones being we simply didn't have somebody dedicated to it. And with such a large active community, we really needed somebody to do this full time. And about a month and a half ago or so, that person became me. I'm passionate about this project. I have always been. It's one of the reasons I started working at Mozilla almost 11 years ago. And 4.5 years ago, I had the privilege of working on MDN as a front-end engineer. And so when I was approached by our product owner and offered the opportunity of doing this, I honestly jumped at the chance. And so now I'm the community manager. So it's my job to make sure that we do everything we can to support our community. Because you support us so well, we need to give back. And so just quick overview. MDN is obviously MDN Web Docs. It is the largest project documenting open web technologies on the internet. We really don't have competition. And we don't see it that way anyway. It's just about providing great information to people learning web development. And it's open source. Everything about it is open source. The content, the platform that runs it, everything's open source and open to contributions. Like Francisca said, if you look in the Etherpad, there's a bunch of links there to the org on GitHub, and then also some of our I'll say, most active projects, and that you might find useful for yourself to start contributing. I am in the process of making it more inviting and making it easier for you to find things to work on in the beginning. It's still a work in progress. We have a lot of things. We're also triaging some of our repos so that there's not so many. Currently, we have like 123 repos in total. Some of them are archived, some of them, there's like 5 or 6 of them that's private, but they're actually old projects that we should just archive. But a lot of them can be merged into some of these repos that I've listed in the Etherpad. But with all of that said, if you're ever unsure of how you can contribute, where you can contribute, or how the whole thing works, hit me up on Matrix. I've put the link to our Matrix channel in there. I've also put a link directly to me on Matrix. Reach out to me at any point with any questions, and I would be more than happy to help you find something to work on that fits your skill set and your interests. So yeah, don't hesitate. And yeah, that's pretty much it. We're always welcoming new people. Love seeing all the contributions people are doing, and we'd love to see all of you. I know there's some faces here, names that I've seen, like Grey Wolf, that I've seen contribute. So nice to actually see you in person. Thanks for your contributions. And I have only 2 asks from you, and that is so that I can help you better. There's 2 links to 2 type form surveys, I guess you can call them. The one is just a single question, which is literally just a star rating to give us a sense of how well we are doing. Like when you go to MDN, you have a purpose to go there, and you have something that a problem you want to solve. And how are we doing at that? Are you finding that more often than not, you go to the website, you find the answer that you actually wanted without too much hassle, and then can get on and do your day job? Or are you finding it a bit of a struggle? We'd love to know how we're doing. And then the second one is basically, it's only got 4 questions, but they're kind of open to you just writing your thoughts down about what can we do for our community to make you feel more welcome, to support you better, to run the project better, and yeah, what support you need from us. So I would really appreciate it if you have some time to fill those in, and we will use that to make the experience for all of you better. I'll close out with just saying a big thanks again to everybody who has been contributing, and I look forward to seeing new people join the project. And now it's open to you for any questions you might have.
Thank you so much. Like, since there are not so many people, I think that if you want to ask a question, you can ask it directly, or you can write it down. Please raise your hand before, so I know who would like to talk. I don't see anyone. Oh, Paul, go ahead.
Yeah, hi, thanks for the presentation. That was really interesting. What is sort of the range of sort of topics covered? I mean, I've used MDN myself, find it extremely handy. But what are the what's, if you like, off topic for MDN? What's on topic for MDN?
So I think MDN's focus is web technologies. So anything that's part of the open web is on topic. So one of the things that I've mentioned put a link to in the Etherpad, but that I'll mention now, is one of the things that I recently started, inspired by how GitHub does this, is we have a repository called MDN-community. And that is only for discussions. Like, there's no issues or anything like that. It's not meant to be around anything like that. And one of the categories there is content suggestions. So what I would recommend is, if you ever find that there's something on MDN that's missing, before you like open an issue or before you open a pull request with the content that you feel is missing, contributing, before you do that work, open a discussion with us. It's my job to go over that and make sure that the relevant people know about these things. We'll have a discussion with you in the open. We'll gauge how people feel about this. We'll determine how, is this beneficial? Is this part of what MDN Web Docs is meant to be documenting? And can we maintain this go forward? Because that's super important for MDN. Is not just having a lot of content, but having the people and the means to keep this up to date, so that when you read something on MDN, it's accurate. That is super, super important for us. If we've gone through that conversation process and we've determined that, yes, this is something that's missing and that we feel we want to add and we will maintain, then we can turn it into an actionable issue, give you the opportunity to contribute that content if you so wish, and then go through the pull request, normal workflow on GitHub to get that into it. But I think anything that's off topic is stuff that is not related to the web platform. We have some things on MDN right now that we're considering whether we want to keep it or not, and that's stuff like documentation around specific web frameworks like React, Svelte, Vue, things like that. But people do find it useful. The problem with us is we are not topic experts there. And so we either need to find people who are, that's willing to give time of their time to keep this up to date, or it might be in the community's better interest for us to point you to the official documentation instead. Because there, it's their job, it's their framework, it's in their interest to keep their documentation up to scratch. For us, it becomes a maintenance burden, and it tends to lag behind because our focus is open web documentation. So I think anything that is not directly based on like the web standards, that is a little off topic, but we're open to discussions. And if we feel that this is something we should be covering, then we can always bring that onto the side if it makes sense.
Great, thank you.
Thank you. I see two questions. They are both on MDN Plus. About MDN Plus, if there are plans to send availability, introduce more countries, and there is a link to a discussion in MDN or MDN GitHub.
So our ultimate aim is for everybody everywhere to be able to get a Plus subscription. The reason why we're doing this slowly is a combination of factors. Some of this simply has to do with our ability to accept paying subscriptions from some countries. It has to do with the company we use to do the payment processing. Some of this is got to do because we work through Subplat, which is Mozilla's subscription platform. They use Stripe as the backend like payment processor, and so Subplat needs to introduce features to allow all these different countries for us to accept money from these different countries. And Stripe needs to support the country. We're expanding that. We're also accepting PayPal now, so that expands that possibility for us. But the other more important part of this is we're a small team, and this is new for us to have an actual paid product in market. And so we want to be sure that we can give people who pay us money the support that they deserve. So if you run into any problems, if there's any of the features that don't work as they should, if there's new features we want to add, we want to make sure that us as a team and the partners we have inside Mozilla, like the people on Sumo, can offer you the support that you deserve for the money you're paying. And so we're careful not to roll out too quickly to too many places, because we might be overwhelmed with feedback, whether that's all positive or a combination of positive and negative, and we just won't be able to give it the attention that it deserves. So that is why we're doing this slowly, but the idea is 100% for everybody everywhere to be able to get one. That's why we've already opened up free subscriptions to everybody, so that we can get that part of the infrastructure in place and we can start handling larger numbers of signups. But yes, short answer, eventually it'll be available everywhere.
Okay, a follow-up to this. Basically, have a card in USD. It's issued obviously not by a US bank. It's issued by my bank, but it's still in United States dollars, and I'm able to use it anywhere, like on any US website. So I don't think there should be any problem with using it with Stripe. So my question is more, when I make an account, a Firefox account, I cannot manually set the place I'm from. So if I was able to change my region to US, I would be able to enter my United States dollars card and that should go through, but I'm not able to because I can't set my religion.
I think it's a very specific question. Maybe this call is not the best place to put it. Maybe you could send a message directly to Skype afterwards, because this is a call where we're talking about general issues.
Yeah,
so,
right.
But if you have a single issue, Skype has put his way. You can contact him in Matrix, I think.
Yeah.
I think that will be the better place to do that.
Yeah, Anton, please do send me that, because that sounds like something that either is just a sublet configuration thing we had to change, or it's just something sublet doesn't support yet. But it's worth bringing up with them. So yeah, please do contact me and send me all the details, and I will bring it up with product.
Yeah, it's more like you'll get more revenue if you open up to more people. Like that's ultimately for MDN's benefit.
Yes.
Thank you, Anton. Let me see. I think there is another question. The main plus feature I need is offline PWA support, which I don't know what it is, I will admit, which is paywalled and I can't access it. Is this a technical decision or a business strategy one? I am not sure what to do.
Yeah, so PWA is basically a progressive web app, and one of the main features often that people utilize with that is offline support. So there are plans on the horizon to allow more people access to the offline capability. I think it was so we have a limited set of features, and one of the features that we have behind the subscription is offline support. Whether that's going to stay as a paid feature is uncertain, because at the moment there is discussion to expand the product offerings. And generally, how we're looking at MDN Plus, the subscription side of it, is we're using that as a means of developing new features that people find useful. And as they mature and as the product matures, some of these features that are paid are going to be made available to everybody. As long as you have an account, that can be a free account, you will get access to more of the features that is currently only available to people with a paid subscription. So over time, some of these things that's now paywalled will become available to people who just have a free account. One of the things, for example, that I can mention is currently you have, as a free account holder, limited access to some of the premium features. One of those is collections. And I think there's something like you can have a single collection with about 5 items within that collection. So soon we're going to change that to, you'll still only be able to have one collection, but you'll be able to bookmark as many things as you want within that collection. And the reason we're doing that is because for paid people, they're going to be able to have multiple collections. So that is why you'll then get a subscription, is because I would like to organize my collections a little better. I'd like a CSS collection and a JavaScript collection and an HTML collection, and then have my stuff like separated that way.
Oh, who has a dog?
That's me, and the one's running and the other one's chasing him.
I see. Okay, so thank you for all the questions. Let me just check if I see any more questions. No, there are no any question in the reps, and there's no question in MDN group. Let me also check. Oh, okay. We have, before we go, we have an open floor. Let me read. In the US this month, Pride is being celebrated by the LGBT plus community and allies. You can find resources support of this, and there is a link there in the wiki, Mozilla. So please go check it out. I think Paul added that. Am I correct?
I might have added that, yes.
Yeah.
But there's some great resources there. There's also some desktop backgrounds at the bottom of the list as well. So, yeah, whether you're an ally or not, please go and have a check it out.
Great, thank you very much.
Yeah, And on that topic, if you go on the MDN webpage right now, you'll see our mandala is now animating colors as well to support Pride.
Oh, I didn't see that. I will go check it out. So, if there are no more questions, now I will say goodbye to everyone and thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much, Sky, for coming, and thank you very much for all the reps and all the members of the MDN community who came into this call. Oh, wait, we have a raised hand. Grey Wolf?
Yes, thank you. I have a question about the welcome page for translate for locations. We made a try on the S directory on translated content, but the .md files break the test, and we put an ARC file. But I don't know. We don't know if that is the best decision to put a welcoming page to S locators, or a discussion. We made a discussion too and translated content, and I don't know if we need to migrate to the MDN community repo.
Ideally, we'd like to move all discussions to the single place, like on MDN community. But with that said, let's have a discussion about this on Matrix and see what works best. I don't want to break people's workflows and things people have become used to. The whole move my cheese thing. I don't want to do that to anybody. So let's have a discussion around that, and let's also see if any problems that you're currently having. Let's see how we can solve that. So if you're finding value by having discussions specific to translated content on the translated content repo, then I'm not opposed to leaving it that way. But if everybody is fine with moving discussions over, then we can do that. But let's have a chat and find what works best for everybody.
Okay, I must admit I never heard the expression "move my cheese," but I'm always happy to learn new things. Okay, so thank you very much, everyone, for coming, and we have a call every week. And so for whom of us you're coming this week, see you next week. If not, have a great day, evening, middle of the day, whatever it is in your time zone. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Take care, everyone.
Bye, Francisca.
Bye.